Hey guys, I'm really excited about what I'm gonna make you today. This has been one of my go-to recipes during this whole pandemic quarantine thing, and it's so simple and it's so easy, and I'm so lucky because I live right across the street from a lake that is full of these guys. So I just went over there and I caught me some crappie, and I'm gonna show you how to make some awesome, super simple fish tacos. So we're getting ready to make some really good, really simple, and really delicious fish tacos. Over here, I've got some peanut oil heating up in a nice big cast iron pan. Now, while that heats up, I'm gonna go ahead and make what I love to put in my fish taco. So simple, it's just some homemade coleslaw. It's tangy, it's got some body, it's got some really nice acidity and vinegar that is just so good. We're gonna make that right now. Here I just have some store-bought, this is a pre-made, pre-mixed, like just a coleslaw mix. It's shredded cabbage and carrots. So I'm gonna cut into this. There we go. This is gonna go into a bowl. I don't need to use this whole bag. I'm just gonna use enough for what I wanna make. That looks pretty good. Now I'll set this aside. Now also, to add to this, just a little bit of color, I got some purple cabbage that I cut up. That's just gonna add, this is just for aesthetics. And we can mix that in a little bit. Gonna make us a nice pretty coleslaw. Okay, so to start out our coleslaw, we're gonna give it a nice big splash of apple cider vinegar. That's gonna give us that tangy, that stuff you feel like kind of in the back of your tongue. We're gonna go with a little bit of stone ground mustard. This is gonna add a nice little bit of pungency that's gonna go pair really well with the tanginess of that vinegar. For a little bit of sweetness, we're gonna add some honey. And then also, I like a little bit of creamy to my coleslaw, so we're going with just a little bit of mayonnaise. Not a lot. We're not going overboard with that. And then from there on, it's just a nice little pinch of kosher salt, some black pepper. And then at this point, you just need some tongs. Now you can get in there with your hands if you want, but that's gonna be pretty messy. At this point, I'm just gonna kind of fold all this around. Just be careful not to make a big mess. This is gonna be a perfect base in the bottom of our tacos to lay some nice crispy fried fish on. There's so much texture, so much flavor in these tacos, and it's so simple. So now we've got this nice and mixed. We're gonna take this, and while our oil is heating up, I'm gonna get our fish ready. This is gonna go in the fridge, give it 20, 30 minutes, let those flavors really marinate and meld together. It's gonna be great. We have our crappie out of the fridge. I got them all cleaned up. I didn't want to put you through the process of watching me fillet them or anything, but we'll save that for another video. If anybody really wants to know how to clean a fish, I'm really good at it. But we have our nice, fresh, clean crappie. I've got it cut in to some nice strips. This is perfect for fish tacos. So yeah, I'm using crappie. I caught this myself from a local private lake here, but if you're at the store, I love, if I'm buying fish from the store, my go-to fish for fish tacos is mahi-mahi or red snapper, something like that. Tilapia works great. So any of those three, you should have no problem finding at your local store. There's also things like whiting. You do catfish, you do anything you want. Fish tacos are so versatile, and they can be so much more complex than what I'm doing, but this is super easy and it's super delicious, which is why I'm gonna show it to you. Now here, what I'm gonna dredge these crappie fillets in is one of my favorite store-bought fish breadings ever. This is called Andy's fish breading. This is the Cajun, and it's so good. It gives a nice crust, crispy bite to the fish. It's got a little bit of heat, and honestly, you could make your own breading out of some flour, some cornmeal, add whatever spices you want to it, that's fine. But this, hands down, for a couple bucks, it's dynamite. It's great. So we're gonna get ready. I'm gonna set up my fry station, and I'm gonna show you exactly how I cook these up. First step, I like to get 4 or 5 of my fillets of fish, and I'm just gonna put them in the breading, and I like to dust these around. Now I like to let these sit in this breading and let the moisture really soak up a little bit of this coating, so we get a nice crispy crust. Now I like to keep it simple. I don't like to dip in egg mixture and milk and then the breading and then back. I just like, this is my favorite way. It's super simple, so easy. So I'm gonna let these sit in this breading for about 3 or 4 minutes. I'm gonna check the temperature of my oil and we'll start frying. Here we go, we're getting ready to fry this fish. Now I'm using a big heavy cast iron pan. If you have a basket fryer, like a dedicated frying unit, great, that's perfect, use that. But if you don't, like me, I really recommend using a nice cast iron pan. It really helps hold the heat because we don't have a built-in thermostat like your store-bought dedicated frying baskets do. So, you know, it's on us to kind of keep the heat where we want it. Now I'm shooting for between 350 and 375 to keep this oil to fry my fish. So one thing definitely comes in handy is a thermometer. I'm gonna check this oil. And we are, yep, looks good. We're right about 370. Perfect. So now it's time to put in the fish. So one tip I have for you is when you lay fish in hot oil, first off, don't have your pan filled too high with oil. I've got this maybe a third of the way filled with oil. Is you lay it down, you lay it away from you. Shake off the excess. Don't just drop it in the pan because it's gonna splash and you might get some on you and that hurts. We'll shake off the excess. One other thing is you definitely do not want to overcrowd a pan when you're frying something because that really can lower the frying point, the temperature of the oil, and it can make your food really, really oily. I'm gonna move these around a little bit. And fish fry super fast. This isn't gonna take more than a couple minutes. And so while this is frying, I'm gonna go ahead and add my next round of fillets into my batter. I'm gonna toss these around. And so now I've got a nice system going on here. These are gonna sit here and the dredging is really gonna stick to these fillets while I'm waiting on my other fish fillets to get done. These are looking really good. They're about done. I'm gonna go ahead. Yep, oh yeah, they're done. Now it's important to have a slotted spoon so you're not taking a bunch of oil with you, and have a vessel with, lined with paper towels ready. And there we go. There is our first batch of fried fish for our fish tacos. And I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the second batch. And now the reason I am frying these is because this is crappie, and crappie is a very, very delicate fish. And it's if you haven't tried it, if you ever get a chance, you should. Even if you're a person who thinks you don't like fish, crappie has zero fishy taste at all. It's a very delicate, white, flaky meat. And you know, I usually prefer to blacken my fish in a pan if I'm using it for fish tacos, but this meat is so delicate that it almost falls apart if you try to blacken crappie in a pan. But, you know, who doesn't love fried fish? So some nice crunchy fried fish in your taco, that is great as well. Fish is all fried. It's perfect, nice and crispy. I've got my tortillas here for my tacos. I like to use corn tortillas. Flour tortillas are just fine. But one thing you can do to elevate your taco a little bit is to toast your tortillas. Trust me, it makes the flavor so much better. And one little trick I like to do, I've got a few corn tortillas right here. I'm gonna crank. I've got an electric burner here. I'm gonna crank it up to high, and I just throw those right on the burner. It's hot. It's killing all the bugs, all the little germs. Don't worry about it. It's hot. So these literally are going to toast within probably less than a minute. And so you just want to kind of keep an eye on them. And if they start burning, you'll know it. It'll smell. Yeah, those are perfect. This doesn't take any time at all. You can do it right on your stovetop. You can do it with a gas grill, if you have gas burners, just be very careful with that flame if you're using gas burners. But yeah, these are basically, it's been less than a minute. These are basically already where I want them to be. Yep, perfect. That just gives you another element, a nice little char element of flavor. We're gonna get these all ready. I'm gonna prep a couple toppings, and I'm just gonna show you how ridiculously simple these things are. We're gonna eat them and try them out coming up next. Here we are, guys. Our tacos are done. I've got everything laid out. We have our beautiful fried crappie right here. I've got some lime wedges. I've got some avocado. This is the slaw that we made. It's been chilling in the refrigerator. It's gonna be nice and tangy, creamy. We'll have a nice little bite, and I'm gonna build a taco. Now there's the toppings for tacos, you know, they're endless. I also have this I bought this at the store. This is an awesome taco sauce. It's a Taqueria street sauce, original Roja. I got this at Kroger. You can make your own sauce. I have a awesome roasted red pepper sauce that I make to put on tacos, among other things. That's another video that I'm gonna show you. But here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and make a taco. So to start out with, I'm just gonna grab a little bit of my slaw. And we just grab a couple pieces of our fish. And I'll take a slice of avocado. I'll do a nice little squirt of lime juice. And a little bit of our taco sauce. That's it. That is a perfect fish taco. Let me take a bite. Mmm. That's so fresh. That's so good. That slaw, the heat from the fish breading, the fish itself, it's fresh, it's light, it's fluffy. You got your avocado, so I'm spitting everywhere because I love it so much. This is the taco sauce. It's so good, and this is easy. This was done in about 15 minutes. And like I said, the toppings are endless. The options, you know, with tacos, it's endless. It's a canvas. Paint it however you want. I'm just showing you how I would make just some super simple street tacos with just some store-bought pre-made coleslaw mix, some fish I caught out of the lake next door. You know, use whatever you can get at the store, and then whatever toppings you want. It's so good. Try it out. I guarantee you that you will love it. We'll see you next time.